Hello, good evening, and welcome to my human resource management pitch. I am Vishesh, and today I'll be talking about the PWC leadership and cultural case. This is a negative news story. Now, imagine that you are an employee, a hardworking, loyal employee who does his work ethically and doesn't engage in any form of unethical business practices. You're just going on with your corporate career life. Now imagine that because of the actions of few unethical executives, you are now facing the consequences where you are left in the middle, stranded, and you have nowhere else to go. This happened to hundreds of employees, and this is the case of PwC's tax scandal. Let's get into it. So, what is PwC tax scandal? So, PwC tax scandal basically the root cause of it is human greed and the lack of ethical leadership at the top of the organization. What happened was the executives at those positions they leaked the government data to the multinational companies so they can evade the taxes or pay less taxes to the federal government of Australia. This is a huge illegal activity. What supported this was also the toxic culture and the hierarchy in PwC. A lot of people did notice that something unethical was going on, but because of the hierarchy and the fear of losing their jobs, no one spoke against any of those people in that committee which were doing all the illegal activities. Now, the implications of this on the HR management were severe. First of all, there was a huge negative impact on the company's image itself. When the government found out about this, there was a lack of trust from the government, the public, the clients, stakeholders, everyone. This resulted in revenue going down in a single year by 26% and the employee turnover going up by 32%. As the employees, when they heard about this incident, they were unsure and they were not they were not feeling any safe to continue their job in the current environment. It also brought out a lot of uh, lack of quality leadership and even the drawbacks of PwCs and its weaknesses, which resulted in many more employees which wanted to continue or wanted to apply into the company going backwards as well. The biggest impact was on an entire department itself. More than 300 employees, 336 to be exact, or even more, they were laid off. Why? Because the government forced PwC to shut off their entire department after the tax scandal. This resulted in those 366 employees leaving stranded and left nowhere to go. PwC was made to cut off the costs because after getting the 26% of losses in a single year, they had to cost cut somewhere, and because of that, they did not take the situation of the other employees, the innocent employees who did not do anything wrong, into consideration and left them like this. Now, although sad, PwC did took some corrective actions immediately. The first thing they did was actually removing the old CEO and all the committee and replacing them with a new CEO and the board of directors to show that they are going into a new leadership style. This will be more ethical and positive. To give you an example, basically imagine little children, kids, they actually see their elders or their parental figures. When they see the parental figures doing positive or ethical work, they get inspired from them and they also apply those things in their life as well. So this is a very good example that if you have a good CEO or good leadership, good management style in your HR structure, this will also make sure that the employees are inspired from it and they don't get swayed or do something unethical themselves as well. It will also stop any other unethical practices. Now, for all the affected employees, what the company did was they sent out emails to every single one of them, all the 366 of them, and they gave them the options that after the restructuring, they have created new departments, and they gave them the option to join so that they don't have to go anywhere else and they can continue their uh, operations within that same company. And of course, lastly, they made the whole structure more simplified. The restructuring, while it was very negative in the short term, it actually helped them enable to restructure them in a long term, where there is a there is less hierarchy and a more simpler work structure, so that there is a better bonding between the managers and the employees. Here are some of my personal suggestions for the HR strategy. The first one is monitoring the company culture and IT systems, not the personal emails, but the work emails between the managers, between two managers, or between employees. So if they are doing something unethical, the company can catch it and stop it before they can spread else or ahead. Appointing quality leaders with top positions with great morals can also act as them being a role model and enriching the company's positive work environment. You should also reward the employees who work with ethical practices with certificates and raises, which will also enable to inspire the whole company structure. Doing organizational evaluations to determine which department needs what amount of managers or employees. Now, in this case, a lot of managers in a single department, it can result in a lot of internal conflicts because one manager can think that I want to be the sole boss, and it also creates miscommunications and confusions between the uh, rapport between the managers and the employees. So these are just some of my suggestions, and if you have any other questions, you can ask me. If you feel that there can be more suggestions for me as well, where I can improve it, please feel free to let me know. And thank you very much. Thank you.